I have a gentleman with me in studio this morning who's going to tell us all about himself and what he does.
Okay, my name's James Wilson. I work for a company called Creative Sheffield. We're the city development company for the City of Sheffield, and one of our activities is bringing new investment to the city.
Welcome, James.
Thank you very much.
James is part of the PCF5 here in London. And as you're aware, the conference has so far emphasized the role of private investment into learning for development in Commonwealth countries. And India and Malaysia are well known for their ICT expertise. Why should a company invest in Sheffield?
Okay, well, many people around the world probably know Sheffield for its history in cutlery manufacture or in steel making. Stainless steel was invented in Sheffield. But I think modern day Sheffield is still about innovation, but it's much more about digital innovation, and in particular e-learning is a real specialism in the city.
What attracts people to Sheffield?
I think we have an infrastructure there that supports companies to grow. There's probably the highest concentration of e-learning companies in the whole of the UK in Sheffield, and they can sometimes work with each other on big projects and supply companies together. So there's a pool of talent there which companies are really attracted to.
It's quite interesting, from steel manufacturing to e-companies.
It is quite interesting, but I think the theme that has run across the last decades, and I suppose even centuries, is that of creativity and of innovation. And this is just a modern, I suppose, manifestation of that innovative spirit within Sheffield people.
Our audience will be wondering, what would you say to them to come to Sheffield?
Well, I'd say that we have a cluster of companies already who operate in e-learning technology. We have a supporting infrastructure there to assist companies when they look to move to Sheffield. There are incentives available as well, which we'd be able to give more details about. It may be that it's not just about setting up there. It may be collaborating with some local Sheffield companies who can share their expertise and talents and collaborate on a project that is maybe in some Commonwealth country.
Especially in Commonwealth countries, our focus has been on small states, especially countries from Africa. How can they collaborate with companies in Sheffield?
Well, I think Sheffield some Sheffield companies are really leading the way in the world in terms of using learning technologies, developing content for e-learning, and I think there's a lot of expertise and knowledge that can be shared with those companies. And our companies in Sheffield have a global reach. They already work around the world, and I'm sure there's more potential to do that further.
So it's both ways. We could set up shop in Sheffield, and we could export the expertise from Sheffield into places like Africa.
Exactly that, yes. Yeah, the companies in Sheffield are well used to working around the world.
Do you want to talk of any in particular?
I'm going to leave that to my colleague. I think he's going to be coming later on today to talk. David Patterson from Learning Light, who represents, I suppose, the whole consortium of e-learning companies, and he can talk in more detail about those issues.
You've been part of the PCF5 conference. What are some of the ideas that have come out and that you could think would be synergized with what's happening in Sheffield?
I think it's really interesting for us to see the people who come past our stand in the exhibition hall and learning about what needs and requirements they have in terms of e-learning content. So I think there are things that Sheffield companies have and that Learning Light have that can be offered to companies and individuals, I mean, who are at the conference here.
Anyone that has actually struck your mind or in terms of priority number one?
I think the Learning Lights have a whole catalogue of 600 hours of learning content, which they're able to sell outside the UK. And I know that is of particular interest to a number of people who have been here.
As a company focus, where is your strategy lies?
For us as Creative Sheffield?
Absolutely.
Well, we're about developing the city's economy and enhancing its profile both in the UK and around the world. So we do that by coming to events like this and showcasing the talent and the companies that we have in the city. So we'll be doing more of that going forward.
Okay. Any plan in the near future for some place in Africa or in India or in the Far East?
We look to profile ourselves all over the place. So where there are opportunities, we will look at those. But we only have limited resources, so we can't be everything and do everything that we would like to do.
Indeed. Any of your companies based outside of Sheffield as at the moment?
There will be some companies that have development centres in India and that sort of thing. But they're mostly relatively small companies, less than 50 people, who work in quite niche areas. Yeah.
What else would you like the audience to learn about Sheffield and the work that Creative Sheffield does?
I think just finally to say that we're a city with a long history of innovation, and there's still a lot of innovation going on, and particularly in the area of e-learning and learning technology. Sheffield is the place to be, and those are the companies to engage with.
Colleagues here at PCF5, if you want to go to someplace else out of London, Sheffield must be. Thank you, James, for coming and talking to us.
Thank you.